Is that annoying? Good. So if you guys saw my last video, you know that I was asking you guys to see what kind of videos you want me to make. The general consensus was that people were watching my videos because of the stretching videos and the tattoo videos. Now in the end, I'm gonna do what I feel like I want to do with this channel, but I will keep what you guys want in mind. So without further ado, this video is for the people who wanted the tattoo videos. This video is about this guy and this guy. Now to start off, I've always loved hand tattoos and finger tattoos of the like. You know, I feel like so many people have so many different ways of like finding clever ways to put things on the knuckles and their hands and stuff like that. And some of these artists have these beautiful, beautiful designs that only really work because they're on your hand. I should probably put my phone on silent before I do these things. So I knew at one point I was gonna get a hand tattoo or a finger tattoo or both. Definitely both. Now I wasn't exactly expecting to get a hand tattoo so soon, but there's a funny story behind that. So you guys remember this guy, right? I had mentioned that my work was a little iffy about it since I worked in the kitchen. Side note, I actually got fired from that job. I forgot to mention that. I should probably make a separate video about that. Next video. And I'm not sure that I mentioned this, but for that whole week, I was pretty much like the talk of the whole establishment. You know, some back alley talk about what they should do with me because I have that, when in actuality I could just, you know, flip it up. I mean, it was really easy. You couldn't even tell. You know what? Let me actually do this in real time. Watch this. I have to do this stupid thing where I pull my lip down because that's the only way I can do it. Because, anyways, just watch this. Ah! No, I'm kidding. Now it feels like I have like a booger up there that I just can't get to because it's metal. A metal booger. Wow. Basically, I don't see the reason why they were getting so iffy about it if they couldn't see it. There we go. And that whole situation blew over in a matter of, you know, a week or so. However, there was one moment in particular that actually made me get this tattoo. So as I was in the office when they were talking to me about my piercings and tattoos and stuff like that, they were getting stern with me, saying stuff like, you can't have tattoos like that, you know, you gotta let us know when you're gonna get stuff like this, you know, the people that we serve are from an older time, this and that, they won't approve, blah, blah, blah. So one of my supervisors, let's name her Bonquisha, she just had to make that sly comment, oh, don't get any more tattoos. I'm like, what? Now, if there's one thing you guys should know about me is that I don't like people telling me what to do. Within good reason, you know, I will listen to people who deserve to be listened to. But if I already don't like you and you start telling me stuff, man, I'm so sorry. I was so deeply agitated at that comment. I didn't say anything up front because, you know, it wasn't worth it. Because I decided to take my revenge visually. What did I do? I think you know where this is going. Now, friends, don't follow my footsteps because I'm not exactly a person you should be following. But yes, I got this tattoo purely out of spite. And I don't regret it. Not one bit. I mean, I was already gonna get this tattoo anyways, it was just a matter of when, so I might as well do it now just as, you know, just to piss off my employer. And the day that I came in with it, oh man, she was visually unimpressed. And, well, my job was done. Well, the tattoo's job was done. Actually, the tattoo artist. No, I'm not doing this again. Fuck! So that's the backstory. Now, what is this tattoo of exactly? I'd actually be pretty surprised if the majority of you didn't know what this is from. If it looks really familiar, you can't quite place your finger on it, and the intro to this video wasn't enough for you, here's another big hint.
You got some water, nice and clean, refreshing water, and then you got fucking rock, yeah, and then fire, whew, look, that's a Zula, yeah, and then you got fucking wind, whew, blast that shit.
No, it's from Avatar. I had gotten this idea because relatively recently I had finally managed to finishing the last season of Legend of Korra, and I purposely avoided it just because I didn't want it to end. I'm a huge Avatar fan, and those of you who are also just know that I didn't want it to end, so I kind of just not watched it. But then I watched it, and now I don't know what to do with my life. I love the whole franchise. I remember waiting for the premiere of the original Avatar when I was really young, back in like 2005. Oh wow, that seems like such a long time ago. And that is by far my favorite show of all time, just because I feel like, well, I'm not gonna get into that because those of you who have watched it, you know exactly why. From what I have showed you in my videos, I like to really stay in touch with my inner child. I like to be reminded of my childhood, and that whole show just really morphed a lot of things that where was I going with that? Long story short, that show was a huge deal in my childhood, and I will always keep that. Ow. Ooh, I hit that weird. Now, I got a tattoo from the same person who did my ears and my Winnie the Pooh tattoo. I will have her Instagram linked down below. So Michelle, if you're watching this, hey. Now the paint on this one wasn't nearly as bad. If anything, the worst part was probably when she was filling in the arrow. I mean, the paint on the thumb was so sudden, like it just made me go, dang! But if you get a lot of tattoos, I feel like fingers are relatively easy. If I had to put it on a scale from 1 to 10, excluding that little part right here, probably like a 3. It really wasn't that bad. You know, it's really funny. I never intended for this to happen, but my favorite part of the whole fiasco is actually the arrow, because now I found myself pointing with my thumb. I don't know if that's cool or just really sad. I've seen a lot of other people do tattoos related to Avatar, but I haven't seen anybody do something like this, so I guess you can say it's one of a kind. I showed some people, but they weren't exactly impressed. You know, they said that they kind of hated it, but they still love me. I guess you can call that tough love. The funny thing about this is the fact that if you're a really hardcore true fan, you know that there's actually something wrong with the tattoo, and that the elements are actually out of order by one mistake. Well, 2 technically. It's supposed to go water, earth, fire, air, but instead it's water, fire, earth, air. And the tattoo artist was constantly asking me if the order was right, and I was like, yeah, it's order, trust me. I have watched the show for so long, it's just boom in my head. Oh, the irony. However, I don't think of it as a big deal, because now I know that if someone actually points it out, I know they're a true fan. And if you didn't point it out, well, maybe you weren't as big as a fan as you thought you were. Sorry. A side note, if you're wondering, no, the reason why I got fired wasn't because of the tattoo. However, it might have done a little bit of it. You know, come to think of it, maybe that was the reason why I got fired. Wow, I regret everything. That was sarcasm. Whew. Okay, so that was a lot of Avatar puns. I'm sorry. It actually took me like 10 minutes to find some of these on the internet. I didn't think of them on the spot. I'm not that smart. So anyways, that's going to be the last tattoo video for a little while, just because I'm going to keep my tattoos on hold at the moment, because I actually have a trip planned in November, which is next month. I'm going to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks, which is crazy. I've had this planned out for like over a year. And I need to save all the money that I can so I can do fun stuff while I'm over there, which isn't really going that well. But I'll talk about that in another video. Now, because I worked in the kitchen, I was putting on and off gloves a lot when I was doing the dishes and whatnot. My hands were getting really, really wet. So because of that, the fill-in of the arrow actually kind of came out. It's supposed to be solid blue, but it's really, really faded. So yeah, as you can tell from this shot right here, it's really, you know, you can just barely make out the color. Now, a side note, when you're getting a hand tattoo, anything black does have a tendency to kind of have a sort of blue tint. It's nothing dramatic, it's not like it's gonna be blue as this, but it's not gonna say solid jet black from when you first get it, which I personally think is fine. So I'm just gonna leave you guys off with, what kind of hand tattoos do you like, or finger tattoos? Do you think they're tacky? Do you think they're a bad idea? Let me know. Or what kind of tattoos do you guys like in general? Just whatever, just comment down below, please. I love reading you guys' comments. Or discuss anything, discuss politics. Actually, no, don't discuss politics. So without dragging on this video any longer, I hope you guys liked the video. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, whatever the fuck you want to do. And I will see you guys in the next one.